music. Huh? Karasabai! You ever thought you would have seen this day? When I show Comrade Nakta the photo, Hari Prasad Nakta, he said to tell the people of Karasabai, he love you and he's gonna come back now. He ain't gotta worry about rain and sun. He can land anytime. I'm coming back, that's it. You can imagine this day? You are 17 years old. I remember the first time coming back to Karasabai with our exam after one minister. We have to turn back because rain couldn't land. Airstrip wet. How many flights are canceled because of West Airstrip? Thousands, right? Hundreds. From your local, maybe hundreds. The army. Every over the years, thousands of flights had to be cancelled because of wet airstrip. Bad airstrip, yeah. How many times did we have to cancel trip? And look at today. Look at the arrival hall. Police, immigration. And look. And look what we have here now. Listen. Where's Tushao? Tushao, come next to me, man. Carl. Where Carl? How are you? This is how we're doing it in Karasabai, man. You think when you land at Chedi Jagan alone, you have the executive lounge and VIP lounge? Let me welcome you to the Tushao Executive VIP lounge at Karasabai. Right, Tushao? Look at this. Tushao, let me sit down, man, in your lawn. Sit down, Tushao. Where are they? Where's Bishop, man? Sit down. Come.
I got sit down platform for you. Just can't sit down.
Come here. I'm very pleased. Come here. I'm very pleased to be in Karasabai here in the launch of the Tushao, the VIP launch, at their arrival on the airstrip. You know?
Come on.
Look at the executive launch, the Tushao. Tushao, how do you feel here?
Go. Vinci.
A+. Tushao say A+. Right? Y'all hear there? Meet the people? What Tushao tell them what you rated?
A+.
And what kind of government you have?
I have a caring and a wonderful government led by His Excellency.
An A+ government too?
Yes.
Alright, I check it for you. Tushao, I check it. Alright, but this is it. This is it, Guyana. This is what we are building. Building and what we say, future-proofing the economy. Early this morning, I was in another section of Region 9 talking about food security and agriculture, seeing amazing work with industrial tomatoes or tomatoes, whatever you want to call it, with onion, with large-scale onion production, sweet potato, watermelon, and if you're in there you say watermelon, whatever, watermelon, beautiful. And then we have, of course, now landing here. I am so overjoyed. You can't believe it. What we have experienced here. Landing, you know, Guyana, you would never appreciate what this is. You know, I was speaking to the Vice President in the most difficult days when he championed the development. And I said to him, you gotta come. President Granger, former President Granger, Ramatar, Samuel Hines, please, I'm welcoming you guys. Come and see what is happening here. Come in the Tushao VIP lounge at Karasabai. And here we got mango juice, we got cashew nut, you got cashew juice, everything, right? What else you got? Cherry juice too, man. Everything we have here. We go the healthy way, coconut water. We go with fresh juices here at the VIP lounge in Karasabai.
Okay.
Look, come. And when you come to the VIP lounge in Karasabai, look, to show, tell them, when the tourists come to the VIP lounge, you get it fresh like this, look. Come here, boy. Look at this, skills. To show in the VIP lounge, as you arrive as a tourist in the beautiful Karasabai, we welcome you with nature best, the purest liquid, the best coconut water the world could ever experience here in Guyana, but particularly today in Karasabai in the Tushao lounge.
Yes.
Thank you. Recognize our Tushao regional chair, leaders of the community and the region, our former chair, Brian, members of cabinet, children, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Allow me then, secondly, to express my deepest appreciation for the contractors, the builders, the project managers, the team from Ministry of Public Works, the team from Ministry of Public Utilities and Aviation, and the cabinet ministers for an extraordinary job done in extraordinary time. I want to recognize Colin and his entire team especially, and I ask you to give these young men and women who are working relentlessly hard a big round of applause. I can assure you of a few things, and God has presented the picture of what I want to say actually in real time, and I'll tell you why. Before the end of the day, somebody will put a comment on Facebook, why that mountain behind there is so brown. They will forget everything that happened here. That's the first thing. The second thing is that just 70 days ago, if we were here and the weather started to change like that, the pilot will be running about looking for us. We gotta leave now, otherwise he'll spend the night here. Because they had to get out beyond the weather. And I want to acknowledge, I see Ramjag, Lane, and all the other private sector pilots. I want to thank them for their service to these communities over the years. These guys and girls do extraordinary work that goes unnoticed. Time like now, Ramjag would say, Chief, we have to go, right, Ramjag? And 70 days ago, same Ramjag, we were coming just over 70 days, we were coming here. And we had to stop in an attempt to take off weight because the airstrip was wet. So we could not have made optimal use of the flight because we had to take off weight. Today, Ramjag came with full capacity landing here in Karasabai. But the story does not end there. My elder and a great teacher of mine, Comrade Brian. Brian, stand up, man. You look handsome, always. Give this comrade a big round of applause. Brian reminded me of some even older days. And I can't help but remembering at this moment some who have departed and thankfully some who are still with us. Clyde Rupchan, the Chief Planning Officer then, Brian. First time I came here was with Hari Prasad Nakta and Clyde Rupchand, 17 years old. He is no longer here for this celebration, but Hari Prasad Nakta is still here. And I want to acknowledge those trailblazers. I want to acknowledge our General Secretary and Vice President, Comrade Barry Jagdeo. I want to acknowledge the People's Progressive Party civic leadership in Karasabai and this region, who constantly fought for these developments. And I remember reminiscing with Brian that this very airstrip, in those days, I was only 17. You know what was the request? For cutlass to keep the grass down. We can't forget that. Then roller, then brush cutter. Hundreds of flights were canceled because of the weather. They could not land on the Orton airstrip. But more importantly, during the heavy rains, when you have flood here, many times Karasabai is cut off from Latem. Or it will take you hours upon hours to get to Latem. So if you have a medical emergency, there's a serious curry. So if you have some medical emergency, it would have been detrimental. During the rainy season, if you have to do a medical evacuation, you have 3 hours to drive to Latem and then get the plane. And if by the time the 3 hours come, you land in Latem in the night, you have to wait until the next morning, right, Ramjak? Today, day or night, a medvac can land here and take you to Latem, where we have major facilities, or anywhere else in Guyana. These are the extraordinary story about today. And in a few months, we have already upgraded your clinic here into a full medical facility. In a few months, you will see drones leaving Latem and landing on your airstrip if you need emergency blood or emergency medical supply. That is where we're taking the country. We're already discussing with JAGS to work out a weekly flight to Karasabai, because your chairwoman would have already raised it with us that we need a scheduled weekly flight to Karasabai now. And we know that we also have to invest and get the private sector to invest in the infrastructure that would allow us to optimize the value of this airstrip. That is why you will have, in the coming months, a 20-ton refrigerator that can blast freeze even the meat that you have here, so that we will build capacity to take goods to Georgetown. We'll be working with you to expand coffee production, to expand food production, so we can optimize the value creation that we can have out of this airstrip. Already, Tushau and the leadership of this region, they have said to us that peanuts, ginger, onion, and coffee are the major target crops in large scale that they want to have in Karasabai. But Tushau, we deliberately encourage the private sector to come on this trip. And today, we have one private sector individual who is already ready to work in collaboration with one of the villages to take your farming into large-scale production. And we will start that discussion with you today so that your small farmers can partner with large-scale investment and make agriculture a major, major economic activity here. My friends, on Thursday, you will have the cash grant distribution commence in Karasabai. More than 12,000 persons. More than 12,000 persons have already registered in this region. And from Thursday, the cash will come to all those who have registered. That process will start on Thursday. And my dear brother, Albert, my brother, your prayers are the prayers of the PPP. That is why today we have brought financial stability to the weakest of families in this country. Under the Because We Care grant, we're investing every year $12.4 billion in the children of our country. From the time a new child comes into the world here in Guyana, they get $100,000 cash grant, every newborn. And I was in other communities, and every time I see a small baby, I say, you get the cash grant? They said yes. The maximum time they told me so far was 3 months it took them to get the 100,000 cash grant. So go forth and multiply. Your country will take care of you. And then also, we have the transportation grant. The transportation grant to our pensioners, which is $4.1 billion. We introduced that from this budget. Our children, sorry. It's $20,000. The old age pension, 95,000 persons on our old age pension register now. Well, that's what we cater for in the budget. You know what that is? $52 billion that we are giving our elderly every year. The annual grant, you also give your annual grant to the pensioners. That's $1.9 billion. Today, we have a permanent register for public assistance with 46,000 persons on it at $25,000 per month, $14 billion in public assistance. And then now, the National Cash Grant, which is $60 billion. This is not only prayer, this is faith through work. Action. This is prayer answered. This is a government that is not only presenting the branch of hope, but this is delivering on the branch of hope to the branch, from the branch of promise into the branch of grace and down to the stream of prosperity. You look at Karasabai in Region 9 today, and you must be proud that your men and women, clothed in your own identity, are wearing the badges and the uniform of officers in the Guyana Police Force, in the Guyana Defense Force, as nurses, as doctors, as medical technicians, as patient care technicians. Your own, your children, your sisters, your brothers, our sisters, our brothers. It did not happen by accident. It happened because of investment similar like these that our government would have made, that give them the opportunity for primary education, secondary education, university education, and now to be trained teachers, trained nurses, and trained doctors. I sat there and I said to Sarah, I saw we call it the fire engine, the fire truck drive by. I saw the ambulance drove by. I saw the ATVs, the canters, the trucks, the cars. And when you look at the new secondary school that is coming, and we talked to the consultant said that because of weather and other issues, they have 3-month extension. After that, is liquidated damages. We make these investments because we believe in you. And let me just give you an example from the health sector. I'm not going to keep you long today, but I have to give you an example from the health sector. Let me tell you what has happened in your health sector from 2019 to now. In 2020 to 2025. In 2020, because you did not have access to health centers, health clinics, and specialized services, only 25,000 persons were served in 2019. At the end of 2025, because of the investment we have made in this region, we have delivered health service to 62,000 persons. And I'll tell you how we arrive at that too. Today, you have 22 ATVs, 13 ambulances, 5 XUVs, 4 minibuses, canters, motorbikes, 4x4 vehicles, boats and engines that support your health care here in Region 9, all in the last 5 years. Let me remind you of something. Between 2015 to 2019, under the APNU AFC government, availability of drugs in this region was 45%. 45% availability of drugs. Today, in this region, we have more than 90% availability of drugs. Let us move further and look at training. Between the period 2020 and 2025, whether in dental service, community health workers, nursing assistants, medical lab technicians, the hybrid professional nursing, nursing assistants, physician training, all these training, we, in the last 5 years, have trained more than 500 of your children, your citizens in Region 9 in healthcare services. These are the facts. And let me tell you about surgeries. In 2020, in Latem, we did approximately 189 surgery. Most had to be medevac to Georgetown. At the end of 2025, we did 987 surgeries here at Latem in Region 9. And guess what? Our service has become so good that almost 400 persons from Brazil also benefited here in Guyana. That is good neighborly relationship. In Aishalton, between 2015 and 2020, we had 0 surgery. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, in Aishalton, we had 15 surgeries. And for the first time in Karasabai, in the second quarter of 2025, we had 11 surgeries right here in Karasabai. Let's look at ophthalmology services, surgeries. Between 2015 and 2019, we had 0 in this region. In 2022, we had 37. 2023, 43. 2024, 117. And in Lethem alone, in 2025, we had 20. From 0 to hundreds. The number of facilities with vaccine refrigerators. People used to die because they did not have access to vaccine. In 2020, we had 10 sites. Today, we have more than 30 sites with vaccines, refrigerator for vaccine. Oxygen generation. Between 2015 to 2029, we had 0 capacity, 0 cylinder of oxygen could have been produced here. My friends, at the end of 2024, 1,050 small cylinders and 2,100 large cylinders of oxygen was produced right here in Region 9. At the end of 2025, 876 cylinders. Today, we have 14 sites with telemedicine. And you know why you have the telemedicine? Because we have invested in the internet, in the facilities, in the data that now allow you to be connected to telemedicine. Now, because of our partnership with CARPA and Harvard University, we have been able to reduce the malaria test positivity rates from 24% in 2022 to 7% in 2025. From 24% to 7%. That is saving lives. That is because we send Minister Vikram to distribute the malaria nets. Because of access to the drugs. So my friends, as I said, I will only give the example of health. Education, we can talk till tomorrow. But I gave those examples to tell you that this is not a standalone investment. To show, within 30 minutes of this airstrip, you have 5 more Tushaus, 5 more villages. They don't have to spend 3 days to get the National Tushaus Conference anymore. We don't have to spend 2 days to get the cash into these villages. Next week, I can't announce the time, security tight. Your plane will arrive here with your pension in cash, your cash grant in cash. This is the future. So brothers and sisters, your humble servant is most delighted today on such a significant weekend to join you in celebration, to join you in communion of service, communion of development, communion of the saints, as once again the People's Progressive Party Civic has delivered to you in Karasabai, in Region 9, and in Guyana. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Yeah. Thank you.